Alright guys, IonQ is back at it again, making another major move. They've just announced an agreement to acquire yet another company. This time, it's Oxford Ionics, a UK-based quantum computing company with a specialty in high-performance, trapped ion processors powered by photonic control. Now, I know that sounds like a bunch of dumb buzzwords, but trust me, this one actually matters. Because this definitely isn't just a random acquisition. This could mark a critical leap in how IonQ scales its technology and how they can push forward fault-tolerant quantum computing. So first off, let's get into who Oxford Ionics is. They're a UK startup spun out of Oxford University, and they've been working on building trapped ion quantum computers, actually similar to IonQ's core architecture. But here's the difference. Instead of using traditional laser setups to control the ions, Oxford Ionics is using electronic control via photonics, or in other words, a potentially more stable, compact, and scalable system that could cut down on one of the biggest bottlenecks in ion trap technology, which is control system complexity. You see, IonQ's current architecture is already a leader in the market in terms of quantum volume and stability, but as the system gets larger, managing all those lasers and mirrors could become a nightmare. However, with Oxford Ionics' approach, they could really help them simplify that, essentially swapping out all the complicated lasers with something more like silicon photonic chips. And that's a huge step if you want to scale quantum systems from research labs to actual data centers. And the good thing here is that this isn't just theoretical. Oxford Ionics has already demonstrated world record coherence times and strong qubit connectivity using their unique approach. This means that qubits stay stable longer and talk to each other more efficiently, which is basically the dream when you're trying to move forward fault-tolerant quantum computing. And in this case, all fault-tolerant means is keeping a system running correctly even when some parts are making mistakes. So if IonQ can merge their existing ion trap systems with Oxford's photonic controls, we could be looking at the next-gen platform that's smaller, cheaper, and way easier to deploy. Now let's talk about their strategy. This acquisition is about global reach. IonQ is a US-based company, and this gives them a strong foothold in the UK and Europe. So after this acquisition, they plan to establish a research and development presence in the UK, which means more access to European talent, government contracts, and academic partnerships. So in a world where quantum computing is a national priority, being geographically diversified is just a smart business move. And this also gives IonQ a way to hedge their own roadmap, because right now they're building their Forte and Tempo systems in the United States. But if Oxford's photonic control systems end up being more scalable and production friendly, IonQ could start to fold that into their future models. It's like giving yourself two different runways to take off from, without putting all your eggs in one basket. Now of course, I do want to keep it real. This acquisition hasn't officially closed yet, and as of right now, this is just an agreement to acquire, and it's still subject to regulatory approvals, especially given it's cross-border. And even once it does go through, it'll take time to integrate the teams, IP, and all the infrastructure. But based on how well Oxford Ionics aligns with IonQ's architecture, this looks like it could be one of the least risky acquisitions we've seen in a while. So what's the upside here? Well, as an investor in IonQ, this is one of those behind-the-scenes moves that might not pump the stock, but could be crucial for a long-term moat. It's about scalability, it's about simplification, and it's about securing research and development talent before the competition does. So when we zoom out, this isn't just a company buying technology. IonQ is really future-proofing the next decade of quantum computing. And IonQ also recently acquired another company in hopes of building out an entire quantum network. Watch this video next to learn more. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.